All right, ready to begin with Vanderbilt. A couple of reminders, the locker room is now open. Also, a reminder that video is not permitted in the interview room. You can secure that down the hall on the left in the distribution area. So we will ask Coach for some opening comments on the game, then we'll take your questions just for the two student athletes. Excuse them, and then we'll finish up with Coach. Coach, would you begin?
Yeah, that was an unbelievable game to be a part of. You know, both teams were battling, lot of ups and downs in that game. I mean, they got off to a quick start. We continued to battle and weather the storm. We found a rhythm ourselves. Again, just look at the rebounding numbers. They were, it was tough. They was pounding us on the boards, but our guys just, they got timely rebounds, timely key rebounds, and just their fight and their competitiveness is what got us that win.
All right, questions for either of the student athletes? If you'll raise your hand, we'll get one of the remote mics to you. I see a hand over here on the second row. Go ahead.
For both of you, you guys both hadn't beaten Kentucky before last week. To do it twice in 2 weeks, what does that mean to you guys?
Who is that? Is that for both, or? All right.
It's huge for us. It's just kind of validation for what we've been trying to build and where we're trying to go. I think that it, sets the tone for us going forward that we want to be a winning team. We're going to be a winning team. How do you feel about that, Doug?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's turning of the tide. Vanderbilt, we hadn't beat them in how long? The first 3 years, they had their way with us, and now for us to beat us twice in a week, like you said, it just shows the growth that we've had and how we've progressing as a team, how we've come together, and how we're taking these steps forward.
All right, raise your hands. Other questions? All right, let's come to the front row.
Jordan, I was just wondering, at postgame, look at you and Coach over there at the SEC Network and the fans. What's this scene been like for you, kind of just enjoying all of this?
Man, I couldn't even think over there. They were just so loud, and it felt amazing. It's something that we haven't had before. The fan support that we've gotten in the past month and pretty much all season, honestly, it's been great. It feels amazing to come out there and be surrounded and have those fans just screaming, hollering, and yelling your name, yelling Coach Stackhouse's name, and the support feels great. Like I said, I honestly couldn't even think over there. It was just incredible.
All right, raise your hand. Other questions? All right, let's go to the second row.
Kentucky knocked you all out last year in the SEC tournament. How did it feel to, just get refinished this year?
Question was for who?
For both of you all.
All right, Quentin?
It's a great feeling for us. Obviously, we wanted a little bit of revenge from last year coming into this year. We knew that they beat us, and we knew that it was going to be a tough fight tonight. And I think everyone just, fought hard, and we all feel happy about it, but we know that there's still work to be done. We want to keep going forward, keep winning. So I think that we're all excited, but also we're taking it with the right attitude that we got to get ready for tomorrow.
Jordan?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it feels good to beat them. Honestly, to be honest, one of the biggest brands in college basketball. So anytime you get a chance to beat them, it feels great, especially to avenge that loss in the SEC tournament. We had them. I felt like we should have won that game. I feel like we outplayed them that last time in the SEC tournament last year, so it feels good.
All right, let's go to the front row.
For both of you, too, as they were making their run, the shots weren't falling, but you were getting to the line and finishing there. I think it was 12 of the last 14. And when you're able to go to the line and knock those shots down, knowing that Kentucky's trying to make a run at you, how good did that feel? And what was the feeling like when you're at the line in that situation?
Jordan, would you go first?
Yeah, it just takes you back to practice. We do our free throw ladder every single day. We don't miss a day. So it just takes you back to those moments when you're competing against one of your teammates and y'all trying to move up the ladder. We have to go from E to A. So you try to work your way up to the top, the A group. So it just feels like that. And then also we just a sense of comfortability. I mean, when you have Ezra Mannion, the point guard, our catalyst, he's tough with the ball. You know he's going to be solid with it. And so when he has the ball, we have a sense of confidence. So we know when we get the ball and get our opportunities to get free throws, we're going to get stops on defense to make our free throws. We just think about that free throw ladder, like I said.
Quentin?
Definitely, I feel the same way. We work on it every day. It's something that we know, it's the biggest part of the game, really. You got to make your free throws when it comes down to the line. But just leaning into each other, I would say also, when it's they're making their run and we have to come together, be just a little bit tighter as a group, be just a little bit more forceful on defense and offense.
Okay, we're going to take one more question for the student athletes. Go to the second row on the end.
Jordan, can you just describe a little bit about how just the adjustment of having to play without Liam, and you guys have really hit your stride at the end of the season?
Yeah, it's tough for sure. I mean, the things that Liam brought to us just can't be stated, honestly. The presence that he brought on defense, his offense game was hitting on all cylinders when he went out. But this guy right next to me has stepped up. He's been incredible. It might not show on the stat sheet every night, but the things that he does for us, he's such a calming presence. He huddles us up. He knows the ins and outs of Vanderbilt basketball. So whenever we get stuck, he's always there to help us out or tell us to play, get us in position to win our sets and everything like that. So this guy right here deserves that credit and how he stepped up and been a leader for us.
All right, we'll excuse the student athletes. You can return to the locker room. And we'll continue on with Coach Stackhouse. Raise your hand and we'll get a microphone to you. Let's start right here on the front row.
Same question I had for Jordan. What was that scene like for you over there with the fans, with the SEC Network? What's this experience been like for you here in the last few weeks?
Well, it's great. It's a lot of excitement. We're happy for our fans. We're happy for our everyone involved, Commodore Nation, everybody involved. I think it's an exciting time. The SEC tournament is, in our city, and we've advanced. So it's a lot of excitement. Again, it's just another step to where we want to go and to try to accomplish our goal of winning it. Again, it's great. Little milestones that happened with this win, being able to have our first 20-win season since we've been here. Again, it's just it feels great, but at the same time, we know that there's ebbs and flows in this thing. A few weeks ago, it was everybody thought that we were down in the dumps, and it was this and that. A lot of people had a lot of things to say, but we just stayed within our cocoon of what we needed to do and what needed to happen, and just kind of looked in the mirror and said that we needed to change some things within ourselves, and I thought our guys did that. Give the credit to them. It's like, again, I think our message, nothing has changed with our message since we've been here, but I think our guys just are getting the reps that they have and just their understanding of what we're doing and how we need to go about it, and plus having great people. I think that's what it starts with. We have really good kids that go about it the right way, approach it the right way. Are they always going to do things right? No, they're young people. They're gonna make mistakes, but we continue to hold them accountable and continue to love on them the way that we're supposed to. And I think that's what you're seeing right now. You're seeing a group of guys that's playing for each other, and I'm excited to get back to the next game.
All right, next question down here on the front row in the middle.
Stack, this is a few years in a row now you guys have been playing your best here at the end of the year in this tournament. What is it about the way you do things you think that has lended itself to that, where you always seem to be playing your best here at the end?
I don't think we skip steps. I think it's important for us not to skip steps, and I think it could get a little monotonous for guys that have been in the program, like a Jordan or a Q, because we have to go back and teach the young guys the same. As much as we add things and build on it, we still have to go back and teach the young guys as well. And I think that's the beauty of those guys, that having guys like that they each one teach one. Quentin is unbelievable with Q. With Lee and all of and Malik and all those guys. Man, he spends a lot of time showing them and where they need to be. Ez is the same way with Paul, even though he's only been here a year. He understands, how to play the point guard position. He understands little nuances, and I think he does a great job of that. And I think that's why we're where we are. I think it's we got tremendous support from the top. Throughout all of the noise and some folk wavering about where they thought our program was. The people that supported us have always been there, and this is for them. It's for them. I'm really happy for them for these type of moments. But again, we still got a plan on something more. I honestly feel that we could win it all. Just if we get an opportunity to get in, this team deserves, the country deserves to see. The stories, like I've played in the NCAA tournament. I know what it's about, and you hear all the stories that come out when you advance and you get to know these. They need to know Quentin Millora-Brown. They need to know Esma Mannion. They need to know Jordan Wright. They need to know these kids because they're special kids, not just good basketball players. They're special kids. They're part of a special environment here at Vanderbilt, and I think the world and the country needs to see that.
Okay, let's go second row next to the end, right? Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah. Stack, speaking of those guys, I asked you about Ezra at the end of the regular season. Look what he's done in these 2 games. Can you speak to how crucial he has been to you guys' success in these 2?
No, again, I mean, he's been unbelievable. Just how he runs the team. He had, again, like I said, probably had his worst game as far as turnovers tonight, but he's been really taking care of the ball. But it's just, he's still a common presence, with the guys. I mean, just you could feel it, when the seconds was ticking off there. It's not a show. You know what I'm saying? It was true emotion of those guys understand the work that they put in. Again, I said the point guard, he can never have a bad day, and he doesn't. He doesn't have a bad day at practice. He comes in with the same energy. I mean, you other guys, they can fluctuate a little bit, but your point guard and your best player, they can't have days off. And I think he represents that every day. He comes in with his hard hat on, come to work, with that smile, that infectious smile, and he's a joy to coach.
Okay. Did you have your hand up? All right, your turn. Go.
You all have now won 10 out of the past 12 games. What do you think has clicked with this team finally?
Again, it's just we've I think defensively is where it's really been for us. We hadn't always shot it well on the offensive end, but again, I think we give ourselves a chance because we really play really good initial defense. I mean, we got to get better at not allowing those second chance points. I think if we can, rebound the ball a little bit better. If we ever get a double-figure rebounding, man, it might be over. You know what I'm saying? Especially for one of our bigs. But, I mean, Jordan was able to get 15 rebounds last night. He was unbelievable, man. I still remember that one play where he, Hannibal ran into him. He took one in the chest and got up and still had a deflection. Man, that's what it's all about. Those are winning championship plays, and if our guys, throughout our roster continue to do those type of things, we're going to give ourselves a chance to win every night. But it's important now that we just get our rest. The games are coming faster and faster, and we're playing a tough team. Tomorrow, Texas A&M, we know them well. Guys that get after it on both sides of the ball, so we have to be ready and prepared to play at a high level again.
Okay, let's go on the end, front row.
Jerry, down 14-4, a lot of teams going up against Kentucky, that's the point where they will tend to wilt. Your guys didn't seem to blink. They just kind of came right back. What have you seen that allowed them to put together, finishing the first half on a 12-0 run?
Well, I just don't think we get, those guys get rattled. I mean, we understand that making shots and plays are part of the game. I mean, you're not really going to lose a game in the first half in this modern era with the three-point shot. I mean, you got an opportunity to get back in the game, and we feel like we have a number of shooters. Again, our shooters hadn't shot the ball well yet. Frankly, that's it. I mean, when those guys get going along with the way that they're capable of, when Miles and Trey, Paul was unbelievable tonight. For a young guy, he was a big spurt for us in that. And again, those are those valuable minutes that those guys, got early in the season when everybody was thought that we should have just been trying to play a certain group. You don't build a team that way. You don't build a program that way. You have to have continuity, and I think that's by playing those guys and them, getting that confidence in those reps. And we encourage them, man. We want you to be aggressive. We want you to play with poise, but at the same time be aggressive. And I think they bring that to the table whenever. And it's the other guys. I mean, again, we kind of shorten the rotation, but if somebody was to go down, I'm not afraid to throw a Noah Shelby out there. I'm not afraid to throw Emmanuel Ansong out there. Those guys have gotten reps, and they can contribute, if we need them. And that's our message to them. Stay ready, stay ready. You never know when something can happen. And I believe if something happened, those guys could step in and have an impact.
Okay, we got time for one last question right here in the middle.
Coach, Jordan was one of your first recruits at Vanderbilt. What was it like just walking up with him to the SEC Network set, and everything that you guys have been through, and just watching him experience the success as a player since, you two started it together?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I mean, more fun was just to see our fans and our excitement. I wasn't so excited to sit up there and talk to those guys. Ain't none of them picked us. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but, you know, the fact that that's part of the deal is what it is. But again, it was a great feeling for him because we've, you know, hadn't had this experience of playing on a Saturday or possibly a Sunday. So, you know, we made it to this game last year and they, you know, a lot of things happened in that game, and we weren't able to get over the hump. But we finally were able to get over the hump, and we're excited about the possibility of tomorrow, and even more excited about the possibility of getting through tomorrow and getting to Sunday.
All right, thank
We
you.
believe in us. You know what I'm saying? That we're going to be us, and we believe in us, and that's all that matters. All the other noise doesn't matter. We're not worried about bracketology. We're not worried about anything else but the next game, and that's what we're looking forward to.
Thank you.